In the vast, sun-drenched landscapes of Africa, a remarkable society thrives, one built on memory, loyalty, and immense strength. Here, beneath the endless sky, the African elephant reigns, not through brute force, but through the quiet power of wisdom passed down through generations. This is the world of the African elephant, a realm governed not by the mightiest male, but by the most experienced and insightful female, the matriarch. Her presence is the axis around which the entire family turns. At the heart of every elephant family stands the matriarch, a grand and seasoned female whose memory stretches back through decades. She is the living library of her clan, holding the collective knowledge of her ancestors within her mind. With every step, she recalls ancient routes to water, the best places for food, and the subtle signs of danger that flicker across the savannah. Her trunk, sensitive and dexterous, reads the earth for clues, moisture in the soil, the scent of distant rain, the faintest tremor of approaching threats. Her leadership is not one of force, but of guidance, earned through decades of survival and a deep understanding of the rhythms of the earth. She leads with patience, her every decision shaped by the lessons of hardship and triumph. The matriarch leads her daughters, their calves, and her other female relatives in a tight-knit group. Each member is valued, each life fiercely protected. The family moves as one, bound by invisible threads of trust and shared history. The matriarch's role is absolutely crucial for the survival of her family. Her wisdom is the difference between life and death, especially when the world turns harsh and unforgiving. In moments of uncertainty, the herd looks to her. She pauses, senses the wind, listens to distant rumbles, and the family waits, trusting her judgment. Her decisions, when to move, where to rest, which path to take, are shaped by a lifetime of experience. When the rains cease and the land turns to dust, it is her memory that charts the course for a long and perilous journey. She recalls the hidden waterholes, the secret groves where green shoots still push through the parched earth. She knows which waterholes will still hold life when others have vanished, and which paths offer the safest passage, steering her family away from the territories of hungry predators. Her choices are shaped by a deep understanding of the land and its ever-changing moods. The other females in the herd place their complete trust in her judgment, following her lead without question. Their unity is a testament to the matriarch's reliability and the strength of their social bonds. This unwavering confidence is born from a lifetime of her proven wisdom, seeing them through droughts, storms, and countless other challenges that the African wilderness presents. In the face of adversity, her calm presence reassures the herd. Her calm and steady presence is the anchor that holds the family together in a world of constant change. Even in moments of chaos, her composure radiates through the group, keeping panic at bay. The entire structure of the herd revolves around this powerful female leadership. The matriarch is the center, her wisdom radiating outward, shaping the lives of every member. The family unit is composed entirely of females and their young offspring. This matrilineal structure fosters a unique environment of cooperation and support. Within this circle, calves are nurtured and protected by all. The older females share the responsibilities of care, teaching the young the ways of the herd and the secrets of survival. The females work together as a cohesive team, sharing the duties of watching over the little ones, teaching them and defending them from any threat that may arise. Each lesson is a thread in the tapestry of knowledge that binds the family. This system ensures that knowledge is passed down seamlessly from one generation to the next. The young learn by observing, by mimicking, by listening to the low rumbles of their elders. A young female learns how to be a mother by watching her own mother, her aunts, and her older sisters care for the newest members of the family. She absorbs the rituals of care, the signals of warning, the gestures of affection. It is a continuous cycle of learning and nurturing that has allowed elephants to flourish for millennia. Each generation builds upon the wisdom of those who came before, ensuring the survival of the herd. The bonds within this female-led society are incredibly strong, forged through shared experiences and constant communication. Every touch, every rumble, every glance strengthens the fabric of the family. Elephants express their affection and reinforce their social connections through gentle touches with their trunks, low rumbles that vibrate through the ground, and a profound sense of empathy for one another. Their communication is rich and layered, a language of emotion and intent. When a member of the herd is distressed or injured, the others will rally around, offering comfort and protection. Their empathy is legendary, their care unwavering. This deep social fabric is the true strength of the elephant family. It is a force that weaves individuals into a single resilient whole. The matriarch is the central figure, but the power of the herd comes from the unity of all its members. Together they form a formidable force of nature, capable of facing almost any challenge the continent throws their way. In this world led by wisdom, the legacy of the elephants endures, etched into the land, carried forward by every step, every memory, and every bond that ties them together. The arrival of a newborn calf is a momentous occasion for the entire elephant clan. The herd gathers around, trunks reaching out to gently touch and welcome the newest member, their low rumbles resonating through the air. A wordless greeting only elephants understand. From the moment it takes its first wobbly steps, the tiny elephant becomes the center of the family's world. The adults form a loose circle, their bodies a living barrier, while the calf stumbles and learns to balance, encouraged by gentle nudges and reassuring rumbles. It is a vulnerable creature, dependent on its mother for everything, from nourishment to protection. The mother's presence is constant, her trunk draped protectively over her calf, guiding it away from danger and towards safety. The mother's milk is rich and essential, but her lessons are just as vital for the calf's survival. Nursing is not just about feeding, it is a moment of comfort, a pause in the day where the calf feels secure and loved. Step by step, the mother teaches her baby how to navigate the uneven terrain. She demonstrates how to place each foot carefully on rocky ground, pausing to let the calf mimic her movements. When the calf hesitates at a steep incline, the mother gently pushes it forward, showing patience and persistence. On scorching days, the mother leads her calf to the shade of a broad acacia, showing it how to seek relief from the relentless sun. The calf learns to recognize the coolness beneath the trees, following its mother's example and resting in her shadow. The lesson of safety is constant. The calf is taught to stay close to the herd, never straying far from the protective wall of bodies. If it wanders, a gentle trunk pulls it back, a silent reminder of the importance of togetherness. Learning happens through imitation. The calf watches its mother and the other adults, copying their every move. When the herd stops to dust bathe, the calf tries to scoop up dirt with its tiny trunk, flinging it awkwardly onto its back, learning the ritual of protection against biting insects and the sun. The bond between mother and calf is reinforced with every touch. A gentle trunk caress, a soft rumble, a shared moment of stillness. These are the building blocks of trust and learning. But the mother is not the only teacher. The calf's education is a communal effort, with aunts, sisters and cousins all taking part. Older sisters and cousins act as babysitters, guiding the calf through daily routines. They demonstrate how to use the trunk to pluck grass, how to splash water at the riverbank, and how to interpret the subtle signals of the herd. If the calf strays, an older relative gently nudges it back, teaching the importance of staying within the group's protective embrace. When danger is sensed, the adults form a living shield surrounding the calf and demonstrating the herd's defensive strategies. The calf learns to recognize alarm calls and the urgency of huddling close. Older siblings practice their own caregiving skills, patiently helping the calf up when it falls or sharing a dust bath. Sometimes a young sister will gently guide the calf to water, showing it how to drink and play. Yet moments of rivalry appear. An older sibling may show jealousy when the baby nurses, learning to balance affection with the desire for attention. This shared system of care allows the mother to forage while the calf is watched over by the herd. The calf observes how the adults strip bark from trees, select the juiciest leaves, and dig for hidden roots. It truly takes a village to raise an elephant calf. Each member of the herd contributes to the calf's education, offering lessons in survival, social skills, and the rhythms of daily life. One of the most complex skills a young elephant must master is the use of its trunk. The calf experiments constantly, swinging it, twisting it, and trying to pick up objects, learning through trial and error. This incredible appendage, a fusion of the nose and upper lip, is controlled by an astonishing 150,000 individual muscles, yet it has no bones. The calf watches adults use their trunks with precision, plucking a single blade of grass, caressing a companion, or trumpeting a warning. For a young calf, learning to coordinate this tool is a long and clumsy process. It may try to pick up a stick and drop it, or attempt to drink and end up spraying water everywhere, but each attempt brings improvement. Over time, the calf learns to use its trunk to grasp tender leaves, watching as its mother demonstrates the best technique, then practicing until it succeeds. Drinking is another challenge. The calf observes older elephants sucking up water and spraying it into their mouths, then tries to imitate them, sometimes missing and splashing its face, but always trying again. Communication is learned through touch. The calf reaches out with its trunk to greet others, learning the subtle language of trunk-to-trunk contact, a gesture of friendship, reassurance, or play. The trunk is also a tool for smelling. The calf lifts its trunk to the wind, imitating adults as they test the air for distant scents, water, food, or the presence of other herds. In its early months, the calf will often trip over its own trunk or swing it around with no clear purpose, providing a source of gentle amusement for the older members of the herd. These playful moments are learning opportunities as the calf refines its coordination. Every day the calf participates in the herd's routines, travelling, foraging, bathing and resting. It learns by doing, absorbing the culture and traditions of its family. The calf listens to the low-frequency rumbles that pass between herd members, learning the meaning of each sound, greetings, warnings, calls to move, or signals of reassurance. Foraging is a lesson in observation. The calf watches as its mother selects certain plants, learning which are safe to eat and which are best left alone. If the calf reaches for a toxic plant, the mother intervenes, pushing it away and teaching it to recognize danger by scent and taste. Above all, the calf learns the fundamental rule of elephant life: stay with the herd. Every lesson, every interaction reinforces this truth. The family is its shield against a world filled with predators and hardship. When the herd moves, the calf is always in the centre, protected by a living wall of relatives. Every touch, every sound, and every shared experience weaves the young elephant into the intricate social fabric of the clan. The calf learns not just how to survive, but how to belong. This period of intense step-by-step learning, guided by mother, siblings, and the entire herd, lays the foundation for the rest of its long life on the African plains. Every day brings new lessons, and every lesson is a step toward adulthood, shaped entirely by the wisdom and care of the herd. In the heart of the savannah, a young bull named Tembo stands at the edge of his family herd. For years he has known only the comfort of his mother's side, the gentle guidance of his aunts, and the playful company of his sisters and cousins. The matriarch's wisdom has shaped his earliest memories, and the herd's protective circle has been his world. But as Tembo grows, so does his restlessness. He feels a stirring within, a need to test his strength, to explore beyond the familiar. His playful sparring with other young males becomes more intense, his size and energy now a challenge for the safety of the youngest calves. The matriarch, sensing the shift, begins to guide him away, not with anger, but with the quiet insistence of tradition. One morning, as the sun rises over the grasslands, Tembo finds himself gently but firmly nudged to the periphery. The herd's circle tightens around the calves, and Tembo stands alone, the vastness of the wild stretching before him. It is a moment of uncertainty, fear and excitement mingling in his chest. He hesitates, looking back at the only life he has ever known. Yet the call of independence is strong. With a final glance at his family, Tembo steps forward, his massive feet pressing new tracks into the earth. The world beyond the herd is both beautiful and daunting. He must learn to navigate the open plains, to find water and shelter, and to sense danger without the constant watchfulness of his mother. Tembo's journey is not one of complete solitude. Soon he encounters other young bulls, each on their own separate path, each carrying the same mix of uncertainty and determination. Together they form a loose bachelor group, a brotherhood bound not by blood but by shared experience. Here, Tembo learns the unspoken rules of male elephant society: respect for strength, the importance of patience, and the art of playful but purposeful sparring. The bachelor group is a place of learning and challenge. Older bulls, scarred and wise, lead by example. Tembo watches as they settle disputes with displays of power, but also with restraint. He tests his own strength in pushing contests, his tusks clashing with those of his companions, dust swirling around their feet. These contests are more than games. They are preparation for the future, for the day when Tembo will compete for the right to mate. Life outside the herd is filled with new dangers. Without the protection of the matriarch, Tembo must rely on his own senses. He learns to read the wind for the scent of predators, to listen for distant thunder that signals rain and the promise of water. He discovers hidden paths through rocky terrain and fords rivers swollen by the season's storms. Each challenge faced alone makes him stronger, more confident. As the seasons turn, Tembo grows into a formidable bull. His tusks lengthen, his body thickens with muscle, and his presence commands respect among the bachelor group. Yet the freedom he enjoys comes with a price. There are nights when the loneliness presses in, when the distant trumpeting of his old herd stirs memories of warmth and belonging. But Tembo is never truly isolated. The paths of bulls and herds cross at waterholes and feeding grounds. He observes the matriarchs from afar, their wisdom still a guiding force in the landscape of his memory. When the time comes, and Tembo enters Muth, a surge of power and purpose, he seeks out the herds, his deep calls echoing across the plains, announcing his readiness to take part in the cycle of life. After brief encounters with the females, Tembo returns to his solitary journey. The task of raising the next generation falls to the sisterhood he once called home. Tembo's path is separate, but it is not without meaning. Each step he takes, each challenge he overcomes, shapes him into a guardian of the wild, a living testament to the resilience and complexity of elephant society. In the end, Tembo's story is one of growth, discovery, and the enduring bonds that connect all elephants, no matter how far their paths may diverge. The rhythm of elephant life is dictated by the seasons, and no time is more challenging than the long, dry season. As the sun climbs higher and the days stretch on, the land transforms beneath their feet. As the last of the rains fade away and the vibrant green savannah begins to bleach into shades of brown and yellow, a great urgency settles over the land. The air grows heavy with dust, and the once abundant grasses wither, leaving only brittle stalks behind. The smaller waterholes shrink into muddy puddles and then disappear entirely, turning to cracked earth. The promise of water becomes a memory, and the savannah's inhabitants grow restless. This is the signal for the great elephant migration to begin. The herds gather, sensing the time has come to move. Led by the matriarch, the family must embark on an epic journey, sometimes covering over 450 kilometers, in a desperate search for the permanent water sources that can sustain them. The matriarch's wisdom, earned over decades, is the herd's greatest asset. This is a journey they have made for generations, following ancient paths etched into the matriarch's memory. These routes are invisible to the untrained eye, but to elephants they are as clear as a riverbed. The journey is a grueling test of endurance for every member of the herd. The relentless sun saps their strength, and the dry wind offers no relief. An adult elephant cannot survive more than 3 days without water, so the timing and route are critical. Sometimes the herd must rely on the matriarch's knowledge of hidden springs or dig deep into dry riverbeds to find a few precious drops. The matriarch must expertly judge the distance between the remaining water holes, ensuring the herd can reach the next one before their reserves are depleted. Her decisions are a matter of life and death. The family travels at the pace of its youngest and weakest members, the small calves who struggle to keep up under the relentless sun. Mothers and aunts form a protective ring around them, offering shade and encouragement. To conserve energy, they often travel during the cooler hours of the night, their massive, silent footsteps carrying them across the parched landscape. The darkness offers relief, but also hides dangers. The matriarch knows a longer but safer route, one that bypasses the most treacherous terrain and the territories of the deadliest predators. Her caution is the herd's shield. The bull elephants, unburdened by young calves, often choose a different path. Their bachelor groups are looser, sometimes joining and splitting as they move. Their bachelor groups take a more direct but far riskier route. They face open ground, rocky outcrops, and the ever-present threat of predators. This might involve crossing vast, featureless salt pans where the heat is oppressive and there is no cover from the sun or from danger. The ground burns beneath their feet, and the horizon seems to stretch forever. The males can travel at an astonishing pace, covering up to 80 kilometers in a single 24-hour period, much of it under the cover of darkness. Their strength and stamina are tested to the limit. Their journey is a race against thirst, a high-stakes gamble where their superior strength and stamina are their greatest assets. Competition among bulls can be fierce, especially at scarce waterholes. They push their bodies to the absolute limit, driven by the same primal need for water that propels the female herds forward on their own arduous trek. Bonds within the herd are tested and strengthened by adversity. For all elephants, the migration is a time of immense hardship and loss. Fatigue and hunger take their toll, and not all will reach the journey's end. The weak and the old may not have the strength to complete the journey. Sometimes the herd must make the painful decision to move on, leaving loved ones behind. Calves are especially vulnerable to exhaustion and to the predators that stalk the herds, waiting for a moment of weakness. The herd's vigilance is constant, their formation shifting to protect the young. Every stop at a dwindling waterhole is fraught with tension, as the precious resource must be shared with other thirsty animals, and predators are often lurking nearby. Elephants must assert their dominance but also remain wary of sudden attacks. The final destination, often a mighty river like the Chobe, represents salvation. Yet even here, dangers remain. Crocodiles wait in the shallows, and competition for space is fierce. The sight and sound of this vast, permanent water source marks the end of their desperate odyssey and the promise of survival until the rains return once more. Here, the elephants can rest, recover, and renew the bonds that hold their families together until the cycle begins again. In the heart of the African wilderness, elephants wield a suite of secret powers, senses and skills that shape their world in ways few creatures can rival. These abilities are the keys to their survival, woven into every moment of their lives. The trunk, an iconic feature, is far more than a tool for eating or drinking. It is a masterwork of evolution, packed with over 40,000 muscles, and serves as the elephant's primary sensory gateway. With this trunk, an elephant can detect the faintest scent of water hidden beneath dry earth, or the subtle aroma of distant fruit ripening in the trees. Their sense of smell is so acute, it can distinguish between the scent trails of different herds, or even recognize the unique chemical signature of a single individual. When an elephant raises its trunk, it samples the wind, reading invisible messages carried for kilometers. A matriarch may pause, trunk aloft, deciphering the presence of predators, the approach of rain, or the return of a long-lost relative. This olfactory prowess acts as an ever-present radar, alerting the herd to danger, opportunity, and the subtle changes in their environment that signal the shifting of seasons. But the trunk is only the beginning. Elephants are masters of sound, both in hearing and in creating it. Their ears, vast and sensitive, can pick up the faintest rustle of grass or the distant call of another herd. Communication flows through deep, resonant rumbles, low-frequency infrasound that travels not just through the air, but through the very ground beneath their feet. These rumbles can carry messages across 10 kilometers or more, connecting families separated by vast distances. A matriarch may call out to a distant sister or warn of a lurking lion, her message rippling through the earth to be felt and understood by those far away. Elephants do not rely solely on their ears to hear these messages. They sense vibrations through the sensitive pads of their feet, detecting seismic signals that reveal the approach of friends, rivals, or even distant thunderstorms. With each step they read the language of the land, feeling the tremors of a stampede, the subtle footfalls of a wandering calf, or the distant thunder of rain on the horizon. This seismic sense gives elephants a three-dimensional awareness, allowing them to anticipate events long before they are visible and to move with confidence through the darkness. Their eyes, too, are finely tuned to their world. While midday glare may blur their vision, dusk and dawn bring clarity as their eyes gather the faintest traces of light. As the sun sets, elephants see the world in subtle hues and shifting shadows, their vision sharpening as the savannah cools and the night awakens. In the deepening twilight, their eyes reflect the moonlight, allowing them to navigate tangled bush and open plain, to spot the silent stalk of a predator or the gentle movement of a newborn calf. Night is no barrier. Elephants travel beneath the stars, their senses guiding them through darkness, their footsteps sure and silent as they cross the land in search of water and safety. Their large, luminous eyes gather every glimmer, revealing the world in shades invisible to most, and turning the night into a realm of opportunity. In this world of shadows, elephants move with purpose, their senses united in a symphony of perception, yet perhaps the greatest of all their powers is memory. The matriarch, wise and experienced, carries within her the living map of the land. She remembers the hidden waterholes that endure through drought, the ancient paths carved by generations, and the secret groves where fruit ripens in the dry season. Her memory is a living archive, guiding the herd to safety, sustenance and survival, even as the world around them changes. She knows which waterholes will last through the harshest months, and which trees will bear fruit when all else is barren. The herd moves with precision, guided by her knowledge of distance and time, able to judge the journey between vital resources with astonishing accuracy. This wisdom is not static. It is shared, taught and passed down generation after generation, ensuring the survival of the herd through drought, flood and famine. Through touch, sound, scent and memory, elephants remain bound to each other and to the land, a living testament to the power of nature's most extraordinary senses. Young calves learn these secrets from their elders, mimicking the matriarch's every move, absorbing the knowledge that will one day guide their own families. In moments of danger, the herd unites, communicating instantly through rumbles and touch, forming a living shield around the vulnerable, their collective senses amplifying their strength. Bonds are reinforced through gentle trunk touches and deep rumbles, each gesture a message, each sound a thread in the fabric of their society. As dawn breaks, the herd moves forward, guided by senses honed over millennia, their secret powers lighting the path through the wild, untamed heart of Africa. As daylight fades and a blanket of stars unfolds across the African sky, the savannah transforms into a realm of shadows and uncertainty. For the elephant herd, the coolness of night brings relief from the relentless sun, but it also signals the arrival of hidden dangers lurking in the darkness. This is the hour when Africa's most formidable predators emerge from their daytime lairs, their senses sharpened, their movements cloaked by the night. A pride of lions, eyes glowing in the moonlight, stalks the open plains, their presence a constant silent threat. A lone lion may watch from afar, knowing that a healthy adult elephant is too formidable to challenge, but a coordinated pride, working together with patience and precision, can become a deadly force, especially for the young, the old or the weak. Lions are masters of the ambush, slipping through dense bush and tall grass, drawing ever closer to the herd, their approach masked by the night's stillness. The elephants, aware of the ever-present threat, huddle together, their unity and vigilance their greatest defence. At the slightest hint of danger, the adults form a protective circle around the calves, their massive bodies a living barricade. The adults face outward, tusks and trunks ready, scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. Their night vision is keen, but even more remarkable is their ability to sense seismic vibrations through the ground, detecting the approach of predators long before they are seen. A deep, rumbling warning call from the matriarch can send a ripple of alarm through the herd, instantly putting every member on high alert. Even the boldest pride of lions will hesitate, weighing the risk of injury against the reward, when faced with a herd of alert, defiant elephants. But predators are not the only threat that stalks the night. Hyenas, cunning and relentless, prowl the periphery, their eerie calls echoing across the plains. They wait for a moment of weakness, a calf that strays, an elder that lags behind. At waterholes another danger lurks beneath the surface. Crocodiles, nearly invisible in the inky water, wait for the unwary to draw near. A sudden splash, a flash of movement, and panic can erupt. Herd members stampeding away from the water's edge, narrowly escaping the jaws below. The land itself becomes a threat. In the darkness, the elephants must navigate rocky outcrops, hidden gullies and treacherous mud, each step a potential hazard. A misstep can mean a twisted ankle or a fall, especially for the youngest and most vulnerable. The matriarch is ever watchful, pausing to check on her family, ensuring no one is left behind in the perilous dark. At a crowded waterhole, a young elephant might stray from the group, becoming lost in the confusion and darkness. An 8-year-old female, separated from the safety of her family, is far more vulnerable to an attack by lions or a clan of hyenas. The matriarch carries the memory of every loss, making her fiercely protective of her current family. Every night on the long journey is a battle for survival, a test of the herd's strength, unity, and the wisdom of its leader, as they push onward through the darkness toward the promise of a new dawn, ever watchful, ever wary against the hidden threats that the night conceals. Elephants are often called ecosystem engineers, and for good reason. Their presence and daily routines transform the African landscape in profound ways, influencing not just the land itself but the intricate web of life that depends on it. Their sheer size and daily activities have a profound and largely positive impact on the African landscape, shaping it in ways that benefit countless other species. As elephants travel, they trample vegetation, create pathways, and open up dense areas, making it easier for smaller animals to move and access resources. One of their most important roles is that of the savannah's great gardeners. By feeding on a wide variety of plants, elephants prune trees and shrubs, encouraging new growth and maintaining the balance between grassland and woodland. An adult elephant needs to consume around 100 kilograms of plant matter every single day. This immense appetite means they are constantly shaping the vegetation, opening up the canopy and allowing sunlight to reach the ground, which benefits grasses and smaller plants. As they forage, they digest only about half of what they eat. The rest passes through their system and is deposited across the landscape in the form of large dung balls. This dung is packed with undigested seeds from the various fruits and trees the elephants have eaten. Dung beetles, termites and other insects quickly move in, breaking down the dung and helping to fertilize the soil. This dung is not only a vehicle for seed dispersal but also a microhabitat for countless invertebrates. Birds like hornbills and mammals such as mongooses feed on the insects attracted to the dung, creating a complex web of interactions. This process of seed dispersal is vital for the health and regeneration of the savanna. Many tree species rely almost entirely on elephants to spread their seeds far and wide, ensuring genetic diversity and the survival of the next generation. As the elephants travel vast distances, they carry these seeds far from the parent tree, giving them a much better chance to germinate and grow, without competing for sunlight and nutrients. The movement of elephants thus connects distant parts of the ecosystem, linking plant and animal communities. Birds like hornbills and insects like the bat-eared fox will pick through the dung, eating the insects it attracts and further scattering the seeds. Termites and beetles break down the dung, enriching the soil and promoting plant growth. When the rains come, these seeds sprout, growing into new trees and bushes that provide food and shelter for a whole new generation of animals. Pollinators are drawn to the flowers of these young plants, further supporting the ecosystem. In this way, the elephants are constantly planting the forests and grasslands of the future, ensuring the ecosystem remains diverse and vibrant. Their actions create habitats for countless species, from insects and birds to large mammals. Elephants also play a crucial role in providing access to water for other animals, especially during the dry season. Their well-worn paths lead herds of antelope, zebras and other creatures to hidden water sources. When surface water becomes scarce, elephants use their incredible strength, intelligence and powerful tusks to dig into dry riverbeds. This action exposes underground water, creating temporary wells that sustain life during drought. They can sense underground water sources that are inaccessible to other creatures. By digging deep holes, they create temporary wells, allowing the water to seep up to the surface. Once the elephants have had their fill, these life-saving water holes are then used by a multitude of other species, from zebras and antelopes to warthogs and birds. Even amphibians and insects benefit from these temporary oases. Without the elephants' efforts, many of these animals would not be able to survive the harshest periods of drought. The waterholes become centres of life, supporting a rich diversity of species. As the dry season deepens, these waterholes become even more critical, drawing animals from miles around and supporting the survival of entire populations. Furthermore, their foraging habits help to maintain the balance of the ecosystem. By pushing over trees to get to the tender leaves at the top and clearing dense thickets, elephants help to prevent the bush from encroaching on the open grasslands. This creates and maintains a mosaic of different habitats, patches of forest, thickets and open savanna, which supports a much greater variety of life than a single uniform landscape would. The open spaces allow grasses and wildflowers to flourish, attracting pollinators and grazers alike. This patchwork of habitats supports a complex community of animals, from grazers and browsers to predators and scavengers. Elephants, by constantly reshaping the land, ensure that no single species dominates, maintaining ecological balance. While their impact can seem destructive at a local level, on a larger scale, this constant disturbance is a creative force. New growth quickly follows, and the cycle of life continues, richer and more diverse than before. It ensures that the savannah remains a dynamic and healthy environment, all thanks to the daily work of its largest and most powerful inhabitants. Through their actions, elephants shape not just the land, but the very fabric of life that depends on it. The world of the African elephant, while majestic, is also one of increasing peril. Each day these gentle giants awaken to a landscape that tests their resilience and unity. Once the savannas echoed with the thunder of millions of elephants, their herds stretching as far as the eye could see. Now the silence is heavy, broken only by the low rumbles of those who remain. Elephants are architects of their world, shaping forests and grasslands, forging paths to water, and creating life-giving clearings for countless other species. Their every movement is a testament to the deep bonds they share with the land and with each other. But the herds are smaller now, scattered and wary. The matriarchs lead their families across ever-shrinking territories, their memories guiding them to hidden waterholes and ancient feeding grounds. The loss of elders is felt deeply. When a matriarch falls, her wisdom vanishes, leaving the young adrift. The herd mourns, gathering around her, touching her with their trunks, rumbling their grief into the earth. In these moments, the strength of elephant society is revealed. The young huddle together, comforted by aunts and siblings. Bonds are tested but never broken. The herd moves on, carrying the memory of the lost within them. The land itself is changing. Where once there were endless plains, now there are barriers, roads, fences and fields that cut through ancient migratory routes. Elephants must navigate a maze of obstacles, their journeys growing longer and more perilous. Waterholes dry up under the relentless sun. Food grows scarce. Herds gather at shrinking pools, sharing the precious resource with zebras, antelope and birds. Tensions rise, but the elephants show remarkable patience, waiting their turn, protecting the youngest and weakest among them. In the darkness, the elephants move quietly, searching for food. The calves stay close to their mothers, learning the paths, the scents, the dangers. Every night is a lesson in survival, every dawn a victory, yet even in the face of hardship, hope endures. New calves are born, greeted with trumpets of joy. The herd surrounds them, shielding them from harm, teaching them the ways of the wild. Elephants form alliances with other animals, following the calls of distant birds to water, sharing shade with buffalo, and warning each other of predators. Their world is one of connection, of shared struggle and shared triumph. The fight for survival is not just about numbers. It is about the spirit of the herd, the wisdom passed from mother to daughter, the courage to face each new day. It is about the quiet moments of affection, the playful splashing in a rare pool, the gentle touch of a trunk. As the sun rises over the savannah, the elephants move forward together. Their journey is uncertain, but their hope is unbreakable. In their struggle, we see the enduring power of family, memory, and the wild heart of Africa itself. The ultimate key to the elephant's survival, and its most profound gift, is its extraordinary memory. This memory is not just a record of the past, but a living force that shapes the future of the herd. Deep within the heart of the savannah, a matriarch leads her family on a journey that echoes those taken by her ancestors centuries before. Her mind holds a map not of lines and borders, but of stories, of distant storms, hidden water, and the trials of seasons long past. This map is held within the mind of the matriarch and shared throughout the herd, passed down from mother to daughter across countless generations. Each step she takes is guided by memories of where her own mother once led her, and where her grandmother walked before that. It is a map made not of lines on paper, but of scents, sounds, and the feeling of the earth beneath their feet. The calves learn by watching, by listening, by following the silent language of their elders. It charts the locations of secret waterholes, hidden groves of fruit-bearing trees, and mineral licks that are essential for their health. These treasures are revealed only to those who remember and to those who are taught. This knowledge is their inheritance, a legacy of survival built over millennia. It is a living thread, woven through every member of the herd. This living map allows the elephants to anticipate the future. When the air changes, when the wind carries a warning, the matriarch remembers. Long before the land shows visible signs of drought, the matriarch knows it is time to move. Her memory is a shield, protecting the herd from the invisible dangers ahead. Her memory of past seasons tells her which paths will be safest and which destinations will offer sanctuary. The calves, still learning, trust in her wisdom. This ability to plan and to navigate based on accumulated knowledge is what separates elephants from so many other animals. It is the difference between wandering and belonging. They are not just reacting to their environment, they are actively making strategic decisions based on a deep understanding of its cycles. Each lesson learned is a gift to the next generation. This incredible cognitive ability is what allows them to lead their families through the most extreme challenges that the African continent can present, from punishing droughts to raging wildfires. Through every hardship the herd endures, together. The legacy of the elephants is written directly into the land they inhabit. Their trails become the arteries of the savannah, guiding life across the plains. As they journey, they create and maintain the very ecosystem that sustains them. Every action, every movement shapes the world around them. The seeds they disperse in their dung grow into the next generation of trees, providing food and shelter for all. The forest remembers the elephants, just as the elephants remember the forest. The waterholes they dig give life to dozens of other species. Their memory of where to find water becomes a lifeline for the entire savannah. The paths they forge through the thick bush become highways for smaller animals. Their legacy is not just for their own kind, but for all who share their world. Their presence enriches the biodiversity of every landscape they touch. Where elephants walk, life flourishes. When an elephant herd passes through a territory, they leave it changed, often for the better. Their memory shapes not only their own fate, but the fate of the land itself. They are a keystone species, meaning the entire structure of their ecosystem depends on them. Their wisdom is the foundation of the savannah's future. The story of the elephant is a powerful reminder of the deep connection between memory, family, and the land itself. Each generation is both a guardian and a student, learning and teaching in turn. Their journey through the night and across the seasons is more than just a search for food and water. It is a testament to the power of wisdom and cooperation. In the darkness, the youngest walk closest to the matriarch, trusting in her memory to guide them home. The survival of each calf depends on the knowledge of its elders, and the health of the savannah depends on the presence of the herd. The wisdom of the old becomes the hope of the young. In their quiet strength and profound social bonds, elephants hold a mirror up to the world, showing us the enduring importance of community and the timeless legacy of a life lived in harmony with the rhythms of the earth. Their memory is not just their own. It is the memory of the land, the memory of life itself, carried forward on gentle giant feet. But the legacy of elephants is not only written in the land, it echoes in the air, carried by voices few can hear. Elephants possess a language as ancient as the savannah itself, a tapestry of sounds, gestures and vibrations that binds the herd together, low, resonant hum. In the stillness of dawn, a matriarch rumbles softly. Though we cannot hear it, her message travels for miles beneath the ground in powerful waves of infrasound. These deep rolling calls slip beneath the noise of the world, reaching distant family members far beyond the horizon. Through infrasound, elephants share news of water found, danger sensed or a new calf born, messages that carry across the vastness of Africa. Short pause, gentle rustle. Closer to home, communication is woven through every movement. A gentle touch of the trunk reassures a nervous calf. Flapping ears signal excitement, while a raised tail warns of lurking threats. Subtle shifts in posture, a low rumble or a sharp trumpet, all are words in a silent conversation understood by every member of the herd. Pause, soft animal calls in background. Elephants do not speak alone. Their presence shapes the behavior of other animals. A ground hornbill takes flight at the warning rumble of an approaching herd. Antelope gather, sensing safety in the company of giants. Even the distant roar of a lion is met with a unified, thunderous response, an unmistakable message that the herd stands together. Short pause, music swells. In this world, there are no human voices. Only the language of giants, passed down through generations. Each call, each gesture, is a thread in the living fabric of the savannah. Through their complex communication, elephants nurture bonds, share wisdom, and keep the peace of the land. In the silence between their words, the savannah listens, and life in all its wild forms responds. Across the vast plains and dense forests, elephants carry a secret beneath their mighty footsteps, a power to shape the very future of the land. As they roam in search of food, elephants become gardeners of the wild, nurturing the next generation of trees with every meal. With each mouthful they consume a diverse banquet of fruits, seeds and leaves. Some seeds, encased in tough shells, find no hope of growing unless they first pass through the elephant's digestive journey. Deep within, the seeds are softened, scarified by stomach acids and finally released, miles from where they were first eaten. A lone marula tree stands as proof. Its fruit, a favourite snack, is swallowed whole. Days later, the seeds are deposited in rich, fertile dung, nature's perfect compost, far from the parent tree. Here, in new sunlight and soil, a forest takes root. In the rainforests, elephants become architects of diversity. They carve winding trails through thick undergrowth, opening paths for sunlight to reach the forest floor. Their dung scatters seeds from wild mangoes, ebony and baobabs, planting new life in places unreachable by wind or water. Without elephants, these forests would slowly fade. Many trees depend entirely on these giants to spread their seeds, and the loss of elephants means the silence of 1,000 future forests. In this tireless cycle, eating, travelling and nourishing the earth, elephants ensure that the savannah and forest remain alive, vibrant and ever-changing. They are more than wanderers. They are the silent gardeners, regenerating the wild one step at a time. At dawn, while the savannah glows beneath the waking sun, a gentle stirring begins within the elephant herd. The matriarch leads her family from their resting place, her deep rumble signalling the start of another day. With slow, purposeful steps, the elephants begin their daily ritual, a rhythm as ancient as the land itself. The search for food is their first priority. Trunks stretch upward, curling around branches heavy with leaves and fruit. Young calves watch and learn, mimicking the adults as they strip bark or dig for hidden roots. Every meal is a lesson in patience and ingenuity as elephants use their trunks with the precision of an artist's brush, plucking even the smallest berries with surprising delicacy. When the midday heat presses down, the herd seeks out water. At the edge of a shimmering pool, the elephants wade in, mud swirling beneath their feet. With playful trumpets, calves splash and tumble, while adults shower themselves, flinging arcs of water and mud across their backs. This daily bath is more than a cleanse. It cools their skin, heals wounds, and protects against biting insects. After bathing, the herd lingers in the shade. Here, social ties are strengthened. Elephants greet each other with gentle touches and low rumbles, their trunks entwining in silent conversation. Calves play in the dust, watched over by patient aunts and cousins, while older elephants share moments of quiet companionship. As the day cools, the herd moves on, guided by memory and the promise of distant fruiting trees. Their routine is a tapestry woven from instinct, knowledge, and deep social bonds. In these daily rhythms, feeding, bathing, socializing, elephants find comfort and strength, living each day in harmony with the wild world that surrounds them. Across the savannah, elephants are rarely alone. Their immense presence weaves them into the lives of countless other creatures, forging connections that shape the rhythm of the wild. At a watering hole, a patient giraffe lowers its neck beside a thirsty elephant calf. Together they drink in silence, bound by a shared need in the heat of the day. Nearby, a flock of oxpeckers flutters down, settling on the elephants' broad backs. The birds pick at ticks and insects, offering relief in exchange for a meal, nature's partnership in perfect balance. Sometimes a herd's approach startles a pride of lions lounging in the grass. The big cats rise, giving way to the gentle giants, knowing that where elephants tread, peace often follows. Smaller animals, warthogs, antelope and even wary jackals wait at a respectful distance, understanding that the elephant's vigilance offers a brief respite from lurking predators. In a dry season, elephants dig deep into the earth with their tusks and trunks, uncovering hidden springs. The water they reveal becomes a lifeline for zebras and wildebeest, who gather once the herd has moved on, grateful for the gift left behind. At dusk, as the herd moves through the acacia woodland, a secretive bush baby leaps from branch to branch above, following the gentle sway of the elephant's passage. Even the trees themselves, scarred but thriving, stand testament to the quiet cooperation that defines life here. Each encounter, each shared resource is a story of coexistence, a living tapestry woven by the elephants and their companions. In this wild world, survival is not a solitary journey, but a symphony of lives great and small, moving together beneath the endless sky. Across the vast savannah, the world is shifting. The rains that once arrived like clockwork now falter, leaving the land parched and cracked for longer seasons. Rivers shrink into shallow memories of water, and the once lush grasslands fade to brittle gold. For elephants, these changes bring new challenges. The matriarch leads her herd further each day, searching for water that has become a distant promise. Calves struggle to keep pace, their steps slowed by thirst and the unyielding sun. The ancient routes passed down through generations no longer guarantee survival. Watering holes have vanished and familiar feeding grounds are bare. Other animals too sense the strain. Herds of antelope cluster in shrinking patches of shade, while desperate buffalo dig at the hardened earth. Even the resilient acacia trees, lifelines for so many, drop their leaves early, their branches reaching out like thin, pleading fingers. In these difficult times, the elephant's wisdom is tested. They dig deeper, their trunks searching for hidden moisture beneath the dust. They share what they find, but competition grows fierce as resources dwindle. The symphony of the wild becomes quieter, each note tinged with uncertainty. Yet the herd endures. Their resilience echoes across the plains, a testament to adaptation in a world transformed. As the sun sets on a landscape forever changed, the elephants press on, their journey a story of hope and determination, written in the shifting sands of time. At the center of every elephant herd stands a leader, the matriarch. She is the oldest female, carrying decades of knowledge in every thoughtful step. Her memory is a living map, etched with hidden water holes, ancient migration paths, and the dangers that lurk in shadowed thickets. Through sun-baked plains and tangled forests, the matriarch guides her family. When the herd pauses at a crossroads, it is her low, rumbling call that decides their fate. In times of drought, she recalls distant pools, remembered from seasons long past. Her choices can mean the difference between life and loss. One morning, as the herd faces a fork in the path, tension ripples through the young. The matriarch lifts her trunk, scenting the breeze, listening for echoes of forgotten storms. She leads them not to the obvious riverbed, now dry, but to a hidden hollow where a trickle of water waits beneath the sand. The herd gathers, relief washing over them, trust reaffirmed. Her leadership is not just about memory, but care. When a calf stumbles, she circles back, offering gentle encouragement with her trunk. During nights thick with the scent of predators, she stands vigilant, a silent shield between danger and her family. Stories of her courage ripple through the herd, how she once faced down a prowling lion to protect a newborn, or how she patiently taught the youngest to navigate thorny undergrowth. Every decision, every memory is a thread in the tapestry of the herd's survival. As dusk settles, the matriarch stands tall beneath the wide African sky, her silhouette a symbol of endurance and guidance. In her wisdom, the herd finds its compass, and in her memory, it finds hope for the journeys still to come. From the first breath to the final twilight, the life of an elephant is a story of growth, change, and belonging. It begins with the birth of a calf, an event that brings the whole herd together. The newborn, still unsteady on its feet, is greeted by gentle trunks and soft rumbles, a chorus of welcome into the ancient family. Protected at the centre of the group, the calf learns to walk, to play, and to mimic the elders' movements under the watchful gaze of mothers and aunts. As days turn into years, the young elephant's world expands. It learns to use its trunk, first clumsily, then with growing skill, plucking leaves, splashing water, and even comforting its friends. Playful sparring with siblings and cousins builds strength and teaches the rules of elephant society. By adolescence, young bulls begin to spend more time at the edge of the herd, testing boundaries, while young females stay close, absorbing the lessons of leadership and care. Adulthood brings new responsibilities. Females join in the protection and nurturing of calves, passing down wisdom through gentle touch and deep, rumbling calls. Males, now strong and independent, may leave to roam, forming loose bachelor groups or travelling alone, carving out their own paths across the savannah. With the passing of seasons, the signs of age appear. An old elephant's pace slows. Its tusks, worn from years of foraging and digging, bear the marks of a lifetime. Yet even in old age, elephants are treasured. The herd surrounds its elders with respect, drawing on the deep well of their memories. When an elephant's journey ends, the herd mourns. They linger, touching the bones with their trunks, as if paying tribute to a life well lived. The cycle continues, each birth, each farewell, a reminder of the enduring bonds that tie them together. In the circle of elephant life, every moment, every step, every memory echoes through the generations, shaping the future of the herd beneath the endless sky. Beneath their massive frames and silent footsteps, elephants carry hearts as deep as the rivers they roam. Their lives are woven with powerful emotions, feelings that ripple through the herd like the wind across the grasslands. When a calf is born, the air shimmers with joy. The herd gathers close, rumbling with excitement, trunks entwined in celebration. Mothers and aunts caress the newborn, their gentle touches a language of love and reassurance. In the cool of the evening, elephants have been seen playing, chasing birds, splashing in waterholes or simply rolling in the dust, their happiness as vivid as the setting sun. But elephants also know sorrow. When a member of the herd falls, the mood shifts. They approach quietly, surrounding their lost companion. Trunks reach out, touching, tracing the outline of bones or skin, lingering in a silent farewell. Some have been seen returning to these places, pausing, as if remembering and honouring the one who is gone. Their mourning is a shared silence, broken only by soft rumbles that echo their grief. Empathy runs deep among elephants. If a calf cries out, the herd responds instantly, mothers, sisters, even distant relatives rushing to comfort and protect. When a herd mate is injured or weak, others slow their pace, offering support with gentle nudges and patient companionship. In moments of distress, elephants cluster together, leaning into one another, finding strength in unity. These bonds of joy, of grief, of compassion shape the lives of elephants. They are more than a herd, they are a family, bound not just by blood but by feeling. In every rumble, every touch, every shared moment, the hidden heart of the elephant beats strong, reminding us that the wild is not only a place of survival, but a home for deep and lasting love. In the heart of the wild, survival is an art, and elephants are master artists. Their adaptations are nothing short of miraculous, a testament to nature's ingenuity. The elephant's trunk, an extraordinary fusion of nose and upper lip, serves as a versatile tool. With over 40,000 muscles, it's capable of remarkable precision and strength. Elephants use their trunks to pluck the tiniest leaves, uproot stubborn grasses, and even break branches from trees. This incredible appendage also functions as a snorkel when they swim, allowing them to traverse rivers and lakes with ease. Their thick, wrinkled skin, seemingly rugged, is a marvel of adaptation. It acts as a protective barrier against the harsh sun and biting insects. Yet it's also surprisingly sensitive, enabling them to detect subtle changes in temperature and texture. To keep cool and fend off pests, elephants often coat themselves in mud and dust. This natural sunscreen helps regulate their body temperature and provides a shield against the relentless sun. Water is life, and elephants are adept at finding it even in the driest seasons. Using their acute sense of smell, they can detect water sources from miles away. Their remarkable memory also plays a crucial role, guiding them to hidden waterholes and ancient riverbeds that have sustained generations of their kind. When necessary, their powerful trunks can dig deep into the earth, unearthing vital water reserves hidden beneath the surface. These adaptations, honed over millennia, enable elephants to thrive in diverse and challenging environments. Each day, they demonstrate a harmonious blend of strength, intelligence, and resilience, embodying the spirit of the wild. In the vast tapestry of nature, the elephant stands as a symbol of adaptation and survival, a living testament to the wonders of evolution. Long before our era, when forests sprawled unbroken and savannas stretched to distant horizons, the ancestors of today's elephants roamed these lands. Their story is etched into the very bones of the earth, a saga that spans millions of years. Through shifting climates and changing landscapes, elephants have remained steadfast, their presence shaping the world in profound ways. As ancient rivers carved new paths, elephant herds followed, opening trails that would become lifelines for countless species. Their massive feet pressed seeds deep into the soil, ensuring the birth of new forests. Towering trees, once toppled by hungry giants, created clearings where sunlight could touch the ground, sparking fresh cycles of growth. Wherever elephants wandered, the land was transformed. Rivers deepened, grasslands expanded, and forests breathed anew. Over centuries, their migrations became the pulse of the ecosystem. Grazers and predators alike followed the rhythm of elephant movements, relying on the waterholes and pathways these gentle giants revealed. Even in the harshest droughts, the memory of an elder matriarch could lead her herd, and all who depended on them, to ancient springs and hidden oases. Through drought and deluge, ice and fire, elephants have endured. Their story is not just one of survival, but of stewardship, a lineage of life-givers, shaping the wild in ways both subtle and grand. In every footprint left behind, there echoes a history as old as the land itself. A reminder that the legacy of elephants is woven into the very fabric of their world.